Hey there, and welcome back to Jay's Toy Collection UK for the most expensive Lego set in history. So before we get into that, of course, if you could hit that like button, leave your thoughts in the comments below, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and of course tickle that notification bell because you never know when a new video goes up, and it is 2 days in a row. But look at the bad hair day I am having here. But yesterday I brought you the unfortunate news that Hasbro Marvel Legends will be going up to $27.99. So not the greatest news when it comes to toy pricing. But Lego said, hold my beer, Hasbro, because we can beat you at $27.99 because they have just officially announced a $1,000 Lego set. So let's jump straight over here to the screen share, and oh my goodness, the rumors, well, they are true. We are getting a $1,000 Lego set, and it is the Death Star from Star Wars. Now, this thing leaked out quite a while ago, but this is the first day we're getting the official images so I can talk about it on the channel. So it's not only action figures I collect here, it is Lego as well. And rumors have been going around for nearly a year. We're going to get this $1,000 Death Star, but the day is here. So in the UK, it's $899.99, but in the US, it's $999.99. So they have done it. They have hit the $1,000. So in those comment sections, leave your thoughts. It was great reading all your comments yesterday from the Hasbro price increases. But what do you think about this then? So let's go through some technicalities and we'll take a look. So it is the 18 plus set. It's 9,023 pieces. You'll get 7,200 Lego points with it as well. So that's about £45 worth of points. Item number 75419. And you get 38 minifigures, which is the most minifigures you've ever got with any form of Lego set as far as I am aware. It will release on the 4th of October to the general public, but if you're a Lego insider, it will release on the 1st of October, and there will be an exclusive gift with purchase, which we will get to. It is free to become a Lego insider. It's the only thing that's free, I think, in this video, because my goodness, here it is, the $1,000 Lego set. They've gone and done it. But one thing I am going to say, the first thing I'm going to say, is it's actually good value for money. Yeah, it's a bit of a controversial statement, but I think it is. So at 9,000 pieces for £900, that is 10 pence a piece. And when it comes to Star Wars Lego, we're used to paying somewhere from anywhere from 13 to nearly 17 pence per piece with some of their price increases. So this is actually good value for money. It's just so big. It is so big that it's got so many pieces. It's not quite a record piece count. I think the world map's got more pieces, but those are all individual studs. So this has got to be up there for one of the biggest Lego sets of all time in terms of piece count and in terms of size. So the box apparently weighs 2.5 stone. So I think it's something like 36 pounds or something like that, the box weighs. So this thing is going to be absolutely massive in terms of size, but it is, of course, a massive one in terms of price. Have they gone too far going to $1,000 a set? Maybe, but of course, I'm sure some of you out there are going to pay it. Am I going to buy it? Well, stay tuned to find out if I'm going to be buying this one. So here it is then. So it's on your screen, but of course, you've seen the images by now. It's not a round Death Star. It's not round. So to be honest, when I first saw this set on the leaks, probably the most disappointing feelings I've ever had. Having had so much hype for this set, and I saw it, and it's not a big grey ball. Yeah, to be honest with you, I was pretty disappointed. One of the most disappointing things I've ever seen when it comes to Lego was my initial thoughts when it comes to this set, because yeah, maybe it's something I'm going to buy, maybe it's not something I'm going to buy. It is, I say, it is up there price wise, but yeah. As somebody that owned Micro Machines as a little kid, I had the Micro Machines playset, which would fold out into the actual ball. I have always wanted something in this collection to represent the Death Star. I don't have anything really to represent the Death Star apart from some diorama scenes, but I'm one of those. I want a big grey ball. In those comments, do you want a big grey ball? Or would you have thought it was just boring, a big grey ball? You can't actually see inside it. What I would have really liked, I think, is a big grey ball that would open up, or at least half the grey ball, where the back side of the set looks like this one, so you could see inside, but the front half you could turn around and display as the iconic image of the Death Star, literally a big grey ball. But I collect Star Wars in all sorts of scales, from Hot Toys to the to the Hasbro Black Series, to Lego, to the 3 3/4 inch stuff. I've been a fan of Star Wars my entire life. So yeah, I just associate the Death Star with a big grey ball. Like, how many times can I say big grey ball in one video? But that's not what you're getting. You are getting a slice. You are getting the pancake version. You're getting effectively a diorama set. So once I got over that initial disappointment of it not being a big grey ball, I actually quite like the diorama elements to this. So we'll just flick through the images and then we'll go through more in more detail. Because the Death Star, of course, it has so many scenes from the original films. It's even in the Lego games as well, which some of the minifigures are representing here. So that, as a slice, as what you can see, is pretty cool. I do actually like the set after my initial disappointment of it not being a big grey ball. But look at the size of it. It's absolutely massive. So it is, in terms of size, I think, let's get the size images up. It's around 3 base plates by 3 base plates. So it is 70 centimeters tall, it's 79 centimeters wide, and it's 27 centimeters deep. So in inches, that's 28 by 32 by 11. So in base plates, it is nearly 3 base plates wide by, if you stack 3 Lego base plates up, 3 base plates tall. If you look behind me here to the IKEA Kallax unit, so I can show you the size of it. So it's the width of there, so it's that width to there, down to there, and across. So it's this big square here you see with the Mortal Kombat figures. That is literally the exact size of this thing. So when I say it's huge, it's absolutely massive. So this, if you do get this, this is going to be an absolute display piece, a talking point of your collection. It's just the fact it's not what I think we all were thinking it would have been. So if I play the video here, you can see as it spins around, yeah, it is a slice of the Death Star, and it is just a very sort of flat back. There's nothing really to the back there. So all they had to do to make this perfect for me was just curve that backside. But that is, of course, going to get your piece count up. So it's already at 9,000 pieces just for a flat piece and at $1,000. So we're being realistic, I suppose, about this. If it were to be curved on the back, you're going to probably add another, I don't know, at least 4,000 pieces probably. And this thing is going to be at least $1,500. So I'm sure there's some customizers out there in terms of some mock builders that will do something to this and actually make it circular. But I say price point would have maybe been unrealistic when it comes to that. But again, let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And are you a Lego collector at all? I say mainly it's an action figure channel here, but I do collect. We do have some Lego in the garage, so it is one thing I do dabble in. So when we get a big set that kind of crosses over with a toy world, I do like to talk about it. So again, let me know. Anybody in there? I know there's some big Star Wars fans that watch this channel. Are you in on this or not? Because it's a massive piece. So minifigures, you can see them there on the screen. You get loads. One thing I will note, leg printing. Now, not a lot of leg printing. When it comes to $1,000 sets, I don't think these minifigures are quite up to the standards of the CMF figures we get sold for sort of $349 in the CMF waves. We do get the Spider-Man CMF wave is actually out at the moment. Must get down Smiths and actually pick that up. But yeah, you're getting pretty much everybody that's ever interacted with the Death Star, you're getting here. So you're getting Luke, of course, from A New Hope, Stormtrooper disguise. You're getting the Return of the Jedi version. Regular Han, you've got Han in Stormtrooper disguise at the top there. The Imperial dignitary here in the purple. I think that's the first time when it comes to Lego as well. Director Krennic and people from Rogue One we're getting here. You've got 6 regular Stormtroopers, and you've got the Hot Tub Stormtrooper at the bottom. So that comes from the Skywalker saga video games that you can. They're always fun games to play on sort of the PlayStation. So I think hidden around this is a hot tub. So there should be a hot tub in here to put him in. So a couple of exclusive ones. So that Hot Tub Stormtrooper could be one of the most expensive figures probably on the aftermarket when it comes to that list. We get the shuttle and the landing. I do like behind the shuttle they've used all the black grit and the white bricks as stars. I think that's a really clever use, because when I envision the Death Star, I see as those hangars open, you just see space, and that does look cool. I do like the fact you can do that. We can recreate scenes there, of course, from Return of the Jedi. We've got the battle of Obi-Wan and Vader, of course, from A New Hope as well. Now, some of these scenes have been released as regular dioramas before. And again, there probably is some sticker elements in that. That does look no, that does look printed to me. That does look like stickers. So stickers in $1,000 set. Come on, Lego. I think we could have had printed pieces here. I'm not a massive fan of stickers. Can never put the things on straight. So the fact we're going to have stickers in $1,000 set, yeah, I'm not particularly pleased with that. I think we should have had cool printed. Of course, we've got the trash compactor. That is one scene they've already released separately. These will be more condensed versions than those bigger diorama versions that they've had before. We will have a working elevator shaft as well. You can see the knob on top. You can see the chap sat next to it. So this is huge. As I said, look behind me how big this thing is going to be. So a very intimidating display piece. You can either have to put it on top of an IKEA Kallax unit because it won't quite fit inside, or if you've got a Billy bookcase, I got the feeling if you've got an IKEA Billy bookcase, this thing might fit inside. It just depends if the beam can be articulated. Can we turn the beam in? Because if the beam's out, that's not going to fit inside a Billy bookcase. It's going to go over the size. But if you can bring that out more flat, then you will fit that inside a Billy bookcase. So surely Lego have thought this through of where people can actually practically display this thing, and hopefully it will fit in a Billy bookcase. But I have to wait till some of the Lego LAN members get this in early so we can see them build it to see if it's actually going to fit. So they've got their wood out again. Lego at the moment love their bit of wood when it comes to displaying minifigures. So you can see all 38 there. A great selection. Could just do with a bit more printing, and not all of them exclusive either. A lot of those, I say, we've got previously. I think I've still got that version of C3PO. We could have done an updated 3PO as well there. You can see the smaller vehicles that will fit in the bottom. You can see that being built. This is going to be a long build, isn't it? A long build. I do like the gap down there. That looks pretty cool. Of course, the throne room. You cannot have it without the throne room. Probably the third time they've released the throne room recently. We had a play set. I've already owned the diorama, and then we've got this version here actually built in. But such an iconic, maybe not my favourite, but one of my absolute top 3 scenes in Star Wars is that there. We've got Darth Vader around the table with all the officers there. And now here, though, here's another bit of controversy. So there is the gift for purchase, a TIE fighter. So if I jump over to this tab, if you buy this within the first 3 days, so you've got October 1st to October 3rd, you can get yourself a free gift for purchase of TIE Fighter with the hangar rack. Valued at £31, you get yourself a TIE Fighter pilot, 2 Stormtroopers. They don't look like exclusive prints to me, so they probably are just recreations of ones already got on the set. Bit of a transport there, do a bit of refueling, I would think. The little hangar and the TIE Fighter. So there's your little box that will come in, but you're going to have to buy this direct from Lego within the first 2 days. It may sell out on day one. Some of these gift for purchases do. The Star Wars lightsaber one I've got, I think, with Jabba's sail barge, goes to like £150 on the aftermarket. So is this going to be the most expensive gift for purchase ever for Lego? Because you've got to spend $1,000, effectively £900, to get this thing. So people don't want to sell it and try and recoup some of the cost. Is this going to cost you £200 on the aftermarket? Or is it going to go for less? A TIE Fighter, I think we've had plenty of times in Lego. So it's not like it's a vehicle we've never seen before or anything. So from that aspect, it's a bit disappointing, but it's something that goes with the set. And that is when I say it goes with the set, is a bit of an issue. So you can see actually it's like open back on the side of it to actually fit on the hangar rack. You're only getting like 3/4 of a TIE Fighter. But if you go back to this image, the hangar rack fits nicely in the landing area. So to have a complete Death Star, you're going to need the gift for purchase, which means you can't wait for the sale. Because, yeah, this thing's £900 now. It'll be out for 2 or 3 years at least, and it will go into probably a good 20% off sale. So I'd expect this thing around 750, kind of the price the 8080 was. Eventually, you could probably get this for if you wait long enough. So I'd rather be spending sort of 750, 700 on this than 900. So if you don't get it day one, it's kind of like you've got a missing piece. I prefer it when a gift for purchase is something additional to the set, something fun to have, but not something essential. And I would class this as essential to the Death Star. The TIE Fighter is seen on the Death Star, and it literally fits in the bloody thing with the hangar rack. So I think this is a bit of a cheeky one from Lego. The fact that you can only get this, it's to encourage people to buy it straight away, but at full price. So I don't know. You've got to kind of weigh it up yourself, really. Is it going to be cheaper to wait for the set in the sale and then buy that on eBay? But how much is that going to go for on eBay? Is that going to offset? And you have to end up paying so much for that's going to offset any potential saving you would make on the set. I can't say I'm not an expert on pieces, but I can't see anything particularly exclusive about it piece-wise. So maybe you'll be able to piece it together yourself. So again, thoughts on that in the comments below. It's nice to get something for free, but when it's kind of essential to the set, I don't know, not impressed with their marketing when it comes to that one. Look at the size of it. Absolutely huge. The box is going to be absolutely massive as well. Just can't believe we're going to that price point. Yesterday, Hasbro increased prices, and today, Lego say, forget that. Here you go. There's an expensive piece. So the question is, am I going to buy this? How am I going to buy this? I've been talking about it for ages. I kind of like it now. Hated it when I first saw it. I've got used to it. I think it kind of looks quite fun. Am I going to buy it? No, I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to be sensible for once in my life. I will not be purchasing this set. I have, as you've seen from previous videos, far too many toy lines here. So yes, even I can't make nearly £1,000 work within the budgeting. Not when I've got, as I say, all sorts of different things to buy. So this is not one I will be adding to my collection. So you've seen Matt on this channel before. So shout out Off by a Stud. Head over to him on YouTube because hopefully in a couple of months we'd have convinced him to buy it at least. So at least if Matt buys it, I can see it built. So if he's watching this, get in the comments. Are you going to be buying this, son? I'll have to help you carry it out the Lego store because this thing will be massive. So yeah, we'll do a bit of enabling. I'll get some enable points and I'll get Matt to buy it so then I can at least see it in person rather than having to own it because yeah, it's massive. If this had been curved, I would have been a lot more tempted. If this, I don't even know where I'd put it. I don't even have a space for this in the Lego area. So yeah. But if it had been curved, I don't know. Cheeky Man could have gone mad if I'd spent £1,000. Even the most expensive Lego set I bought is what? I think it's 430 is the most I've ever spent for the Jabba's sail barge. So this is more than double what I've ever spent on Lego. So no, it's not one I'm going to be purchasing. But are you nuts in that comment section? Are you going to be buying this? I'm sure it's going to really sell. I'm sure it is probably going to sell really well. Will we see a day one sellout for that gift with purchase? We will see. But it's finally here. Has the world gone mad? We've reached nearly $1,000 for a Lego set. But I'm kind of saying it's good value for the price per piece because you are getting a lot of pieces for that. Oh my goodness. What a time to be a collector. But my goodness, nearly 20 minutes I've gone on about the Lego Death Star. Well, that's it. So get your thoughts in the comments below. That is my thoughts on, well, the biggest Star Wars set we have ever seen. But I have been Jay. This has been Jay's Toy Collection UK. And I will see you on the next video.